Hey guys, if you are watching this, this game analysis of Oblivion is for my video game narrative class, but thank you for watching, thank you for joining. My name is Brianna Longaberger, and the game that I chose is Oblivion by Bethesda and 2K Games. This game is a high fantasy role-playing game centered around a hero's journey to free the land of Cyrodiil from the evil antagonist Mehrunes Dagon. He's a demonic Daedra prince who is tormenting the world of Cyrodiil by having his minions open gates to his Oblivion realm, which resembles hell, and is unleashing these demons into the land. I chose this game to demonstrate emergent gameplay and to showcase a game that is very lore-driven and focus a bit on those elements. The genre would be a high fantasy game, and it can be viewed under Shell's lens of simplicity and transcendence. As in, this game is simpler than the real world, but you do have transcendence, as in magical powers. So you can cast spells. The game it's a mixture of beautiful landscapes, towns. There's caverns that you can explore. There's gates to Oblivion, which takes you to the hellish-like realms. Although the main story is a bit of linear kind of string of pearls story. As you can see, the world is filled with NPCs, and you can interact with them. You can talk with them. You can find out more about the lore of the game, which is a very important element in this game. But yeah, you're expected in this game to explore and interact with the designed world by chunking the information that's given to you within the readings of the books, the scrolls, the messages, the information that the NPCs themselves delivered to you, and this leads and guides the player towards interesting quests and various tasks to complete. But that being said, I mean, you don't have to follow any of that. You can literally explore wherever you want, go wherever you want, talk to whoever you want. This game is currently in a first-person view, but you can choose to go to a third-person view. So this is my character. This is my girl.
Good to see you. Greetings.
And
have you read the latest Black Horse?
You do have, the agency of creating your own character, making the choices of, designing them and creating them, and kind of like how we've talked about in Mass Effect, how Shepard can be, everybody's Shepard is a little bit different. My character is my own creation, and the gameplay itself is like a mixture of strategy and combat, exploration, and leveling up the skills of your player, creating that internal growth of your character. This can be done by the UI, the user interface. This is where a lot of your strategy and stuff will come into play, as far as your inventory system. It's the rules of it. It's weighted, so you can carry up to 285, I'm assuming pounds or whatever units they want to use. But let's say you can carry up to 285 pounds of gear. That would be insane, but again, transcendence. And right now I'm at 260. If I exceed this 285, then I become over encumbered, and I can't fast travel. I just walk at the pace of a turtle. So the strategy comes into, what in your inventory is worth keeping, what's worth selling or discarding, to kind of, you gotta make those agentic choices to make sure that you stay under that weight level, because as you can see, like, a steel war axe weighs 16 pounds opposed to an arrow which weighs 0.1. So your weapons, your armor's going to be the heaviest, at 35 pounds. So you can imagine that if you start gaining too much armor into your inventory, then you'll become over encumbered. If you have too many weapons, you'll become over encumbered. So you really have to strategize what is important for your character to hold in the inventory. So ways of combat, like for instance, I have a bow and arrow here. If I choose to shoot a guard, it's going to start some very bad things.
Assault!
But now, if
it's all over, lawbreaker.
I'm gonna...
Then pay with your blood.
So yeah, I just had to make a choice as far as if I wanted to go to jail or if I wanted to, fight these guys. So here I can start to strategize how am I going to attack these people? Do I want to use my bow? Do I want to use, a sword? Do I want to use magic? So we will check out some of these different. Let's see, what can we use? We will try this because this is a protection spell. So that should make me a little bit stronger. But I'm more than likely gonna get killed by these guys. So here's some of the combat. And this story does not intend me to do this combat. So this is some examples of emergent gameplay. I decided to attack the guards of this town, and the results are, and how they respond to me, as you can see, they're very unhappy. So these NPCs are created to act angry and to go on attack and to group up with each other. As you can see, they're all coming to kill me now. But if I just would have left them alone, or if I would have made the choice to go to jail, then it would have a completely different outcome. So one of my favorite elements of interactivity in this game is the alchemy. So by traveling around through this world, you can find ingredients, like these mushrooms that I'm approaching here. Start to create different potions by adding ingredients. Created a new potion. I feel it's very interactive that you can, learn about the lore of the potions and the poisons and what ingredients you need to find, and to craft these potions. So I think that's a really cool interactive element of the game. And then, also, the interactivity of learning the lore from the NPCs and, making the agentic choices based off of, the dialogue trees that are presented to you.
What is it?
It says, what is it? And then it gives you the dialogue tree. It gives you a list of things that you can ask.
Martin has made his decision. The blades stand beside him.
And they will respond to you in a very pre-established, scripted manner, as far as their dialogues. Going into element 4 the game and story, the narrative design behind this. It places the character in a hero's journey to help save the land of Cyrodiil, a province of Tamriel. The game begins as your character is locked in a jail cell with a secret escape path, and there's Emperor Uriel Septim, who he's on the run. He's fleeing assassins with some of the Blades, like these guys. They are a group of warriors sworn to protect the Emperor. But they have to go through the jail cell with that little secret escape route that you were in. And Uriel Septim eventually, it's very linear in how it starts the game. And he says, you are the one from my dreams. You are, the hero that he has in mind. So it kind of starts you on your quest. He knows he's about to get assassinated. He entrusts you with the Amulet of Kings, which is needed to light the dragon fires, which is part of the narrative element in this game, to help destroy Mehrunes Dagon. So that is kind of in the very beginning, a string and pearls, very linear. You start in the jail cell, you go through the narration of the opening of the game, but then eventually you make your way out, you get the Amulet of Kings, and you are released into this open world, this emergent open world of exploration. And then as far as experience of the gameplay, grab your chalice filled with mead, because this game is so immersive. After you start playing it for a while, you just really, along with the music that they use, the non-diegetic music, it sucks you in. And they do such a great job of that. And I really think that it's, from developing such good NPCs and well thought out NPCs, good quality NPCs, that are believable, and that that create almost a reality to this world thing.
Yes?
And so
they say that when you murder someone, the Dark Brotherhood comes to you in your sleep. It's how they recruit new members.
So there's an example of a bit of the lore that they use from the NPCs.
Take care.
So you can, chunk that information and start compiling everything, and it gives you a better sense of the world, and gives you insight on what to do and where to go. And then as far as like opening the user interface, you can use the map like we looked at, change your weapons, change your armor, alchemy, go through all the notes. There's different books that you can read that go more and more into the lore of this game. And as you sit there and read through and chunk all this information, it just helps to create, bring this world to life, so to speak. So, mechanically, it really does take some time to grok the controls in the various ways of, using these different weapons. Every weapon kind of has a different characteristic to it. Different spells, they have different characteristics. So the way that you you know, interact with these different elements and the way that you know, utilize these different elements. You know, so for example, like this staff, you can cast a spell, you know, or use magic. But narratively, you are given a main quest to follow, and I'll show you that here. If you go into your quest, you've got active quests, you've got current quests, and completed quests. So, and then you can look at your map and a deeper look of, you know, closer look of where you are. But active quest, you know, these are pre-established stories within the game. So if, you know, you choose to, you know, take on one of these quests, you can look on the map, it'll show you where to go, and then you can continue on with that. But if you don't want to do those quests, you don't have to. You can run around and create your own stories within this game world in so many different ways. Control over the story, it's kind of a yes and a no, because no, in the sense that the stories and the dialogue, it's all pre-established, it's all scripted stories. So you can affect the stories to a small degree, but for the main part, these stories are pre-established, they're pre-scripted. If you follow those quests, if you follow those stories. But if you don't want to follow those quests, again, it can be very emergent in the stories that you create as the player and the game together. As far as exploring, finding different caves, you know, doing things that, you know, aren't intended in the main quest. That's where the emergent gameplay comes in. You know, and the agentic choices that you make. You know, like I'm not told to go into this place right here, but if I want to go explore over here, I can. If I find a cave, you know, and I want to go inside, you know, I can. So it just, a game like this really gives you a lot of choice, but as far as having control over the main story, not so much. You're going to follow the quest, do as it says, and everything that happens, dialogue, besides the way that you combat or carry out these quests, you know, and make your choices that way. But the story itself is pre-established stories. Do I enjoy this game? Yes, very much. You know, again, I love that you can explore. I love that you feel so immersed. Really, the lore and the exploration, the emergent gameplay is what really draws me in to this game and why I like it so much. So, I hope you guys enjoyed my Let's Play, and thank you guys for watching. You guys have a great day. Bye.